Cool, man. So here we go. Here we have it. We're live. We're flowing from Zoom to the Paulie and Jared podcast. This is unbelievable. This is unprecedented for Paulie and Jared. So we're very
This
this is
is
very exciting.
this is unbelievable.
So how you doing, man? What have you been up to today? What's going on?
Oh well, nothing. Well,
This.
yeah, this is what I did. I went on a drive to the falls because I'm like, oh, it's a nice day, right? So
Mhm.
I guaranteed that. Let's see how many idiots we have out here in a big group, right?
Right.
Hundreds of people.
Hundreds of people
Like in
everywhere.
each other, yeah, in each other's back pocket, like kids, really old people in
Mhm.
wheelchairs, like people who shouldn't be
Right.
out.
Shouldn't be outside. Period.
So I just drove around, got mad, and music, whatever. That's
Drove
basically
around, got
that's my day
mad.
today. Yeah. So it's good
Yeah. Well. That's interesting. I
stuff.
I
Is it?
well, I was at our cottage in Port Colborne today. Actually, yesterday as well. But we were just doing like yard work and stuff like that. You know, I think I got a friggin' sunburn. My face feels really hot and red. So it doesn't feel red. It looks red. It feels hot. So
It
there's
looks
that.
hot.
And
So.
thank you. Wow. Compliments now. This is nice.
Oh,
Uh, yeah,
getting
man.
sorted here, man.
I know.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh,
so yeah, man. I mean, it's been a couple weeks since the last podcast, and not much has changed. But
yeah.
I,
True
I've
set.
I've moved down to the basement because I actually wanted to get the best connection possible for this live one. Although I don't really know if like Facebook uses your internet connection or like I don't know how it really works. To be completely honest with you, like I have no clue.
That just hit me. I've for this thing in particular, I've been wiring it
Yeah.
uh, to have the best. I forgot to do it this time.
Oh, really?
Have you noticed the difference?
Not really. Not to be honest. No, you. It's actually been
Okay, so
very smooth.
that's hilarious. And this is just on the, for the most part, the shitty Wi-Fi, but
Right.
I guess it's okay. So see how long that lasts.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I just felt like we needed the best connection, and I know that I have an Ethernet cable hooked up to the PS4, so I figured bring everything down here and make it a little more smooth, so to speak.
Smooth,
Smooth.
smooth. Looks like Dane's watching, so there's that.
Good. Well, at least
Yeah.
there's one. At least we got one person watching. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say when you're like when I moved to the basement, I'm like, you guys have a fight or something, or and then no, it's for the internet connection. It was my joke. It wasn't
um. Yeah, man. Oh, shoot. I was gonna talk about something. I can't remember what it was. I mean, we've had some pretty shitty weather in the last little bit, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is hi Dane. Hi Dane, how are you? Thanks for posting. Thanks for coming. Tell your friends. Hurry up. No, I'm just joking. But no, tell your friends, please. um, but no, like I was super excited actually to like kind of start the barbecue season. Like I don't know how big a fan you are of barbecue, but my God,
Oh my God, I
my
love
God,
barbecue. Do I love barbecuing myself? No, because I'm lazy.
oh really?
Yeah, but barbecue is like my favorite food. So
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. It's the best. It's literally the best. I there is that. I um yeah, I don't know, man. Like everything. Like I had burgers today, which is obviously like the very basic barbecue type food. But I putting ribs on the barbecue, like steak, like even seafood. Honestly, it's like it's the best.
you
It's the best
did,
thing.
or you were thinking
No,
about
I'm
doing
no, I'm just thinking of things that I love to put on that I love to put on. It's my
it?
that I love to barbecue. This is what it is, and I cannot wait to barbecue more. You know,
You wearing a Hawaiian shirt as well?
a Hawaiian shirt, or maybe one of those silly aprons. You know, the barbecuing aprons, like, you know, where's the beef or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you put. I don't know what you
I
put on.
guess. I don't
I
know.
don't know what you put on
Where's the
them.
beef? I mean, did you bring beef? So it's up to you.
I might have. Not today. Today, just burgers. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I had Domino's, so
Oh God, I love
because
Domino's.
so do I, but it's like when you don't you don't touch them or anything, like there's
No.
no contact or whatever, like because apparently that's what I love to do. Domino's driver. Anyways, I'm like, please bring it to the side entrance, please. Like, thank you. I paid for it already, so I didn't have to talk to anybody or do anything.
Right.
It's just like it's not coming. You're like, hey, you want to come on a little bit early and kind of get things going. I was waiting on the food. I was like, where is this pizza? It took like forever. So I finally am like, I give up. I go upstairs. It's on the front porch. So they didn't go to the side entrance. That's why. So it was cold, but it was still fantastic because it is Domino's. So
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I love pizza. Pizza's so good. But Domino's is really good. I love that shit. And the one thing I'm noticing during this COVID-19 thing is the how odd even just the curbside pickups are. Like, Dane's doing this. Dane's in this Arbonne. She has this like Arbonne business, which is like nutrition and like kind of like healthy well-being kind of products.
yeah,
And she kind of orders everything for people so that
I knew it was coming. It's just a matter of time.
so I saw that post, Kyle. Yeah, you know
Not
what?
after
This
the
is gonna
pizza.
be
You don't want to see no shirt on.
yeah, he wants more skin. Well, I'm gonna set up donations, and then we'll have to, $5 for a shirt, $3 for a sock, kind of thing.
$3 for a sock for a shirt. How much for the
$20
pants?
for pants, 20
I was
for
gonna say,
pants, 100 for nothing, 100 for nothing, kind of thing.
yeah, I just take shake and bake coupons.
That's right, yeah. But no,
Yeah.
like it's just weird, like how awkward it is, like just dropping something off to someone. Like, you're kind of like, here you go, like here's your item, and you're dropping it, and then you're kind of like stepping back. It's like it's so strange,
Yeah.
and some people take it
Well,
even more serious than others. But some people are like, oh, whatever, fine, just give me. But then the other people are super nervous about it. So
I kind of just refuse to.
Hey Jacob, what's up, man?
Jacob,
Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for
how
coming
are
on.
you?
Thanks for coming on.
Haven't done that since high school, so there it is. Yeah, like Shopper Drug Mart and shit. Like I just refuse. I just won't. There's always a lineup around the block. I'm not in the mood to sit and stand with these people. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally, man.
like whatever. I'll just eat some worms out of the ground. Like I don't need food, right?
Delicious. Kyle says I'll give $100 for Jer's tidy whiteys right now, right here.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not wearing.
Who wears tidy whiteys anymore?
Anything.
Even really, like
Well,
honestly, like, do we know? I mean, I don't.
I don't.
I don't on a limb and say that I don't wear tidy whiteys. We're getting into the getting into the nitty gritty here. The nitty gritty. Kyle's providing some great content as per the
yeah.
But,
that's where boxers flip them inside out, whatever.
But I mean, I used to wear. I mean, this is full disclosure. I mean, I wore tidy whities as a kid, and I was younger, sure, but like that kind of shit ended real quick. You know what I mean? Like I was probably by like mid, maybe even late elementary school. Boxers right away.
Right.
But,
I was always, I guess I was a tidy whitey guy for a bit there, and also, as Kyle would know, he can attest to this too. Even shoes, like I would always, because I thought it was really cool. Right? I used to get the skater shoes.
Ooh,
I'm a skater, right?
Skater boy.
Anyways.
He said to you later, boy.
Hey, that's kind of so, but I used to like make sure like there was no like it was so tight my shoes, like just like what's with your shoelaces? Why are they so fucking tight all the time? I just had to be tight.
Yeah,
Anyways,
no, totally.
moral story.
Yeah, I would agree. I think my shoes got looser and looser as I kind of got into high school, to the point where like you're just tying them underneath the tongue and then just slipping them in. You know what I mean? Like it's what you're not even tying them up anymore. But I told you. Hey Dylan, what's up, man? Boxers or briefs? Dylan says. I mean, I'm combining them now. I feel like I'm old enough now to wear boxer briefs.
Yeah, that's where I stand.
Which is I think is the optimal choice for undergarments.
It's a little hybrid.
If we're getting, that's right, the hybrid.
I only have one pair, but I wish I had more. But of the sacks, you ever had that? Wear those?
The sacks?
It's got a separate compartment for your.
No, the pocket. There's like a pocket.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen Kyle saying,
and it always had to be the DC ones too. Like I was real particular about my skaters.
Tied to the point of cutting off circulation. Like that's tight as fuck, dude.
Oh god, it wasn't great.
That is tight.
I was thinking about it now. Like it looks, and that was when I was in the Hawaiian shirt phase too.
Oh
like,
man, you had some interesting choices.
Ace Ventura, flip hair, fucking looking like an idiot. Shirts too big. Shoes are so tight. Skater shoes.
Holy.
The skater kids were all, doing their thing and kick flips and ollies or whatever the hell they do. And I'm just like, man, that's so cool. I want to be them. I remember, I think we talked about this on the podcast.
We might have.
But regardless, I remember I'm like, I'm going to buy a skateboard. I'm going to do all the moves. Like, I'm the coolest guy ever. And for the first time, I'm like, guy's like, well, do you want to try riding the board? I'm like, yeah, all right. So I jump on it and do the splits. And to this day, I think I still have little tiny scars on the inside of my legs. Because I did the full splits on the pavement. And then the other time I tried to flip the skateboard and like catch it. But it just hit me in the nose and almost knocked me unconscious.
Yeah. There was a time there.
Let's see. Hawaiian shirts.
Plaid board shorts and tight skate shoes. He was my dream. Oh yeah, beautiful. Dude, skate shoes are one of the comfiest shoes to wear though. Like I always,
that was it. Comfort
that I wore, any skate shoe that I bought and wore were the most comfiest shoes I've ever had. Like sure they were wide as like really wide. Yeah. They were super comfortable. I mean, I didn't wear them as tight as you claim, but,
no, but I don't think anybody in the world.
But I was big time into skating, man, for the better part of high school, and then and probably first grades of last couple grades of elementary school into high school, and but I was terrible. No matter how hard I tried, I was terrible at it. So I gave that up really quickly.
I have permanent scars on the inside of my legs and almost broke my nose within like 10 minutes of being around a skateboard. So it's just weird. You just get these ideas when you're younger, right? Like,
oh my God.
I'll just be a skater because that's my options, right? Like,
and you're fearless.
Not many options in high school, right?
Yeah. So. And you're fearless too. Like you're not worried about breaking things. You don't really care as much as you might now because the recovery and the pain is probably not as bad because the adrenaline's flowing in you when you're young. And when you get older, like us two old dogs, you start to every scratch and sprain is like 1,000 times worse than it is when you're younger. So,
well, I think it's that time of the show where I show you guys my hair.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, see, I'm wearing a hat because
it's smart.
Hair is just all over the place, man. Like it's not.
You have no idea. You have no idea what my hair looks like.
I mean, I can kind of see it from the front.
Well,
it's peeking out a little bit. No.
Okay, I'm just gonna do one of these. You ready for this one?
Yeah. Show it to me. Oh my God.
Hold on, all right?
For the 5 viewers at home.
The 5 years at home. It says we're
Although
about to blow.
take two away because I'm actually on and so are you. So it's more like
I don't know if you can see it as grand as I think, but
oh god, yeah.
it's it's like it's like
Wow.
the biggest. I have
Wow.
like a fro, literally. It's one of those really dry,
Oh
like
my god, yeah. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I mean you could
smooth, baby.
you could do a like a legitimate fro almost, I feel. Is
No,
that
I
possible?
can. Yes, and this is some crap in it, surprisingly, to look as stupid as it looks right now. But without it, it's very
You are
uh,
beautiful no matter what they
staticky.
say.
Like when you go to the science fair or whatever, and you touch the ball and your hair, like
Right.
that's what it looks like
It's permanent for
normally
you.
all the time.
It's permanent.
It's terrible. It's not even. It's awful.
Well, my hair is opposite of yours in that it is dead straight. So like it's just growing out and kind of coming down, like getting in my ears and like all this stuff, which actually gets me to thinking. A couple days ago, I haven't really had long hair like this in a long time. I'm saying long, like as if it's like crazy long. It's really not. But when hair gets like into my kind of starts to get into my ears, it drives me insane. So I asked Dane like to help me cut it, to even just like take a little bit of a like the little buzzer thingy and kind of just shave a little bit off around my ears so that it doesn't go in my ears or whatever.
I was gonna
And
say,
so
does it go in your
I
ears?
automatically have reservations about asking her to do this. And you know, I so she starts on one side, and I take a comb so that she doesn't cut off a bunch. I put it kind of like a guard so she doesn't cut too far. And she gets the one ear, and it looks actually pretty good. So I'm like, all right, this is good. Let's try the next one. And Dane goes, and so I must have not been holding the comb correctly because she kind of goes like straight across almost.
Oh,
I'm
perfect.
like, she starts, and then I'm like, you're going too straight, you're going too straight, you're going too straight, and then I pull away. So now it's like straight, but like off to the side, and like, oh my god, it just looks terrible. And so I had like this anxious, like anxiety-driven rage fit where Dane's sitting there laughing because she can't control herself because it looks silly, and she gets nervous. She laughs when she's nervous, so like she starts laughing, and I'm like heated because I'm like, it looks
What have
ridiculous.
you
Like, what have you
done?
done? Like, I told you not to do that. And then she's like, well, you should have held the comb straight and like all this stuff. And I was just like, oh my god, we're done. We're done. That's it. I literally like tossed it in the thing, slammed the door, and then walked out. Oh my god. And then Dane's
So
just like,
dramatic.
Dane's still, yeah. Oh, totally, dude. I'm a drama queen, but like,
I'm never talking to you again.
exactly. So I'm like, so she's still in the bathroom laughing, and I'm like, I'm in our bedroom looking in the mirror on my own, like kind of like looking at it like it's fine, don't worry about it, everything's fine. Like, holy shit, man, it was funny.
Katie keeps wanting to cut my hair, and I just keep refusing. But I might
Yeah,
just give in. Like,
yeah.
who cares at this point?
Dylan
I
says
mean,
shave it all. Viewers want it. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
maybe viewers want it, but as
if
I
you
said, for a don, if we have donos set up, maybe, but I don't think so.
you should see the shape of my head without hair. So let's not. It's just straight up egg.
Have you
Like
ever shaved your
I
head?
don't. No, no.
No.
Although one time to get my hair cut, and it's always the same thing. How do you want it? I'm just shorter. You know, anything? No, I don't care.
No,
Just
short.
it'll grow back. I don't care. But one time they took off way too much, and that's what I knew what the shape of my head really looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this can never happen again. And it's always like, is everything okay with the hair? And
You're like, well,
I'm
it's a
like
little
looking
late,
at
huh?
it, like, oh. I mean, yeah, it grows back,
The
but
funny thing is that
never.
that's kind of a ridiculous question, right? Like, why would the barber or the hairdresser or whatever ask you, so is this good? You know, it's like, I mean, it's a little late. Like, you can't put hair back on. Like, if anything, you got to cut more off to make it shorter.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
little
you know what I
much.
mean?
Oh,
It's
sorry
like,
about that. Sorry about my
I actually needed it
transition.
longer than that. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you're screwed. Like, I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but
Yeah, man.
yeah, I need a
I
haircut. That's for fucking sure.
oh my god, yeah. I'm
There's nothing against. I don't know. There's nothing against swearing or anything. I don't think it matters, right?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we haven't really been that bad, but
No, but I
I
tend
doubt
to
it.
get that. So.
I mean, anyone who knows the podcast knows what we're about, and I mean,
Right.
it is what it is at this point. But yeah, I shaved my head more or less because it was easy when we were and I was in like late elementary school, early high school. I just my brothers and we I think Sean ended up buying a set of clippers, and we just took the time to shave each other's heads, which was actually convenient. Like it was actually like not that bad. It didn't look too bad. But I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It was just because we were lazy and we didn't want to go get our haircuts, so we just did it all at home.
Well,
but yeah,
there it is.
there it is, man. There
Yeah.
it is.
So yeah,
So
nothing else new.
No,
Really.
man. No, man. I was actually oh shoot, what was I talking to? Well, I mean, I talked to so many people about when are sports coming back, like if baseball's coming back in June, if any of the hockey's coming back. I've heard that they might push the start of next season to December for both basketball and hockey. So it's like, does that mean like that NHL and NBA are going to come back like in the summer? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I don't
it's
know. I
really
would
weird.
love it though. I'd love it though. Honestly, like I'm getting a little bit cabin. I have a little bit of cabin fever, I guess, when it comes to no sports, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really sucks. So I mean, that was like one of the few things that I always put time aside for, and it's just like, yeah, it's not there anymore. So it's like, fuck. And that was all this extra time that I have, and I don't know what to fill it with. So.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well, actually, I guess since we're on the topic of that, I kind of been on a purge of video games myself.
right, you said you've been stopping for like a week at a time or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Just to kind of, like I was saying, trying to rewire the brain a little bit in a way that's not so just video games. It's literally, that's it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
Especially
know.
in
I know.
isolation. I was talking to Kyle earlier about it, and just, man, isolation really knows how to ramp it up of
Oh
all
God, yeah.
your bad tendencies, right? Um, some people, maybe they just drink a lot or they do a ton of drugs or whatever. I'm a fucking boomer through and through. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that those are
Like,
the options.
well, yeah. Well, what like I don't let like, well, holy shit, like people don't have hobbies or anything, right? And maybe drink from time to time. All of a sudden, it's, well, what else is there to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I don't know. I'm just saying the isolation doesn't help with things, and you can't go see your friends or anything really. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like that's probably been ramped up for a lot of people.
It's like one of the only ways to be
I would
social
think.
right now, like especially
Yeah.
me and you and like Kyle and like some of our other buddies. It's like, if you want to like talk to someone or like kind of hang out, you play a video game and you have some fun and you chat, and then that's
Scream
kind of how
obscenities at each other.
scream obscenities and get upset at games and rage quit and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, Dylan says, oh wow, nice, Dylan. Could be the first May in years the Leafs play. Exciting news. Exciting times. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you know what, Dylan?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but what place are
Here's the-
what place are the Habs in? Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Ooh, yeah.
go
I
straight to
think
hell.
they're
Go
gonna
straight to
be.
hell, buddy. No, I'm just joking. I love Dylan. He's great. Good guy.
Yeah, I was actually like, I mean, obviously the Leafs. We don't have to get too deep into that, but they were all over the damn place this season. Like, just absolutely, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, they didn't even know what the hell's going on, and then all of a sudden it's just like, just over. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I know.
so when they come back now, like, are they going to be like who we thought they should have been in the first place, or is it gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's all these.
There's gonna be a lull.
Everyone else was like in prime form, it seemed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch us come back and no one's in prime form all of a sudden. and the Leafs are. I don't know.
There's gonna be a
Wishful
lull.
thinking, but it's gonna be some pretty shit hockey, I think, when it first comes back.
For sure. Probably for every team. Like
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do when there's no actual on ice practices, or I mean, maybe they are practicing on the ice, but like with limited people on the ice. But there's only so much you can do in practice, right? And there's only so much you can do that isn't in a live game. So there's definitely going to be a lot of setbacks for people. But yeah,
Sure.
yeah, man. God, I'm so exhausted, man, from being at the from from digging a trench at the up north. Oh my God, I mean up north. Oh my God, is it Port Colborne? It's not north, it's south. But
Anyways,
anyways, yeah,
trench.
just this is my problem. Yeah, man, just digging a big trench by hand. It's so funny because like I don't know if your dad's like this, but my dad always gets into like this back in my day type talk from time to time. So so we're digging this trench or whatever, and he goes, when I was a kid, back at our first house in Niagara Falls, there was no sewer and there was no proper piping, so we had to dig a septic tank and we had to dig trenches for drainage. So me and your grandparents back in the day, we were doing all this, and then I was like, oh Dad, that is riveting. No, he always
That is riveting
but like
stuff.
truthfully, he always gets into that, like, back in my day, this is what we did and this is what we did, because there'd be times when we're digging and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm exhausted, and he'd be like, well, back when
Back
this.
in my day when I was exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to be tired. So.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know if your dad's
my
like
dad's
that.
not too much like that. I don't know. Back in the day, a little more so, I think, but not really. Kind of just.
I was
My dad's just sarcasm overload,
of course,
all the time.
kind of like you.
So I wonder where I get that from. Yeah. But his never turns off though, so you never know. It's like, is this a joke or is this not a joke? Like I think I have a better handle on it than most of my family, because that's just the sarcasm is just but all the time everything's so sarcastic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of rubbed off a little bit, obviously.
Oh, for sure. Your parents rub off on you all the time.
Yeah.
The one thing I was just actually thinking about was I haven't been really doing it right, I don't think, but I actually kind of enjoying these albums that are being posted on Facebook. Like, you've been doing it, your dad's been doing it, and now you got a fan of the podcast, Jeremy Russell, Jeremy Russell in on it, and and then I was doing it, and it's actually kind of fun. Like, I've been kind of like racking my brain about like things that I was listen to like as a kid or maybe in high school that like kind of, as you say, molded, kind of how you saw music throughout your life.
I'm kind of disappointed that I'm pretty close to I think I have one more actually. I don't know if I did.
Yeah, I'm on like 5, I think.
I don't know, but it's like, because there's so many things, and like you said, racking your brain. I'm like, well, what had the biggest impact, really? Like,
right?
There's a ton of stuff like now that I'm like, I love this album, I love that. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to have every album by 9 Inch Nails. I don't want to have, you know what I mean? So if I do pick a band, like, now I got to hone in on, well, what album from them, instead of just like, So it's kind of cool to rack your brain. Like, I got a few, and I had some really bizarre choices too that I didn't end up going with, but I'm like, that's true though. Like, I'll tell you one, because I think I got two left. One I'm not going to do, so it doesn't really matter. But it was I remember it was a mixtape, like a mix CD, sorry, and it was N64 songs. Like,
really?
I'm like, it'd be like a song from Mario, a song from Zelda, a song, like all these different. It was like a mixtape of that, and I remember listening to that.
Yeah.
As a kid, before. Like I never really had.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You're just listening to like video game songs and stuff like that when you were a
No,
kid, when you were
it's
younger.
and like my family and my parents and the Beatles and Pink Floyd and all great amazing bands. I just like I what songs do you like? I'm like I like the Waterboard from Mario 64. It's a good one. Like like for a long time I was like that, and that's obviously where the electronic music love
Right,
came from, and video
right,
game music and whatever. And now it's like I like music that singing and instruments and not just like chip tunes. You know what I mean? But
right.
still a huge part of my life. That's all I used to listen to for like I'm trying to think like at least like
For
11, 12
years, man.
years.
For
No,
years.
honestly, like I until I was like 13, 14, I didn't really listen to
Yeah.
anything out of the ordinary.
My musical taste is like a rainbow. There are so many different colors. Like when I was younger, like going into high school, like I was really big into rap music. Especially because of my older brother was really big into it, especially into dressing that way. And I don't really like to talk about that because it's not a time in my life that I was really proud of dressing with, especially putting on clothes that were like 3 times as too big. Um, it just, I don't know. But it was all because of the music. There was no other reason for it. So, but to be honest, I think that's also the way that it's molded my love for music. Like rap music, and then I started to listen to mostly rock or some alternative and punk rock and stuff like that. And then it kind of, I mean, I hate to say, I know you don't like country, but I've almost like I know, roll the eyes. I know. See you later.
Let's cut this like a podcast.
Yeah, Dylan says DMX. Yeah, no, like seriously. What's the name of that album? Hold on, I'll tell you what the name of it.
Name of the album.
The name of the
If,
album, like
if it's anything rap
I should
related,
put
I
it
have
on.
no
I
idea.
should put it on. I should put it on as the sixth one, but it's DMX's album, and then there was X.
Sounds like
But
a porno.
it's well, yeah. It could be the
It's gonna
soundtrack.
give it to you.
It could be.
Yeah, I
Here's
see it.
actually, you say it, but that's actually a song on the album, and
Oh well, there
it
you
goes
go.
just like that.
Well, there you have it.
But no, man, like
It's very aggressive.
as I say it, it's just like I have such a wide range of music. I don't know, a wide range of music that I enjoy. Which I think is the best part about my musical taste, is that I really don't. Um, I don't know. I really don't hate or dislike anything. Like I like to listen to whatever. Like I was listening to jazz like last week, just randomly, just putting jazz on and just sitting and enjoying jazz, or like blues music. It's just like whatever I feel like at the time. Like it just kind of, I don't know, feels
Yeah,
good.
I like jazz and blues. I just sometimes like I overly focused on structure of music, I guess. It's just I can't help it. So jazz for me sometimes is a little like holy fuck. Like let's get like stop improvising so much, you know what I mean? But that's what it is. That's the
That's
style.
all it. It's almost all it is. It's just
Yeah,
great.
here's the chords, here's the whatever, and then they're just grooving and jamming for like 10, 15 minutes, which is cool. But I like when I listen to music, I kind of like to, I don't know,
A little more structure.
I more relatable, I guess. But I love jazz. It just takes a certain mood, obviously. And I love
Yeah.
blues too. Is another one. Like I love I forget what it's called, but it's like the I think it's called the Hawaiian guitar, but it's like the slide guitar.
Mm.
I love
Yeah, I know what
anything
you're
that
talking about.
is on. I love that song.
Yeah.
Like it's such a amazing instrument. But I don't know, like Beach Boys and shit use it probably a lot. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
It
Oh
has a
yeah.
very specific sound that I just like. I love the
Yeah.
slide guitar.
Yeah, man. I think that's what I find so cool about music in general, is that like you can pull certain melodies and certain beats from different kinds of music, and then like, you know, find what you enjoy from all of that stuff. You know, which
Yeah.
is I think is the best part of music, is that it's not like one genre is it. It's like maybe, you know, maybe there's something about jazz that I enjoy that's different about what I enjoy about from blues, or different from what I enjoy about punk music or rap music or electric music, or, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah.
And there's like thousand subgenres of music now too. There's
Oh
not
my
just
god.
like
Oh my god.
here's
It's unbelievable.
electronic, here's rap, here's that. Now it's like, well, this is like, what type of music is this? Oh, it's a trip hop, experimental, chill, ambient, down tempo music with alternative vibes, jazzy undertones, and like a cinematic flair quality to it.
Yeah,
That's like,
yeah. Okay.
what is this?
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Great, can't wait to listen
Yeah.
to it.
Oh my
When you gotta
god.
like take out the encyclopedia. Hold on
Oh
a
my
second.
god.
Hey, start over. What's it like?
Yeah, let me look it up for
Yeah, I love the well, it's hard to do nowadays because it's for the most part been done already. But like when you hear something, you're like, I don't even know what style this is.
you.
I love that. That is
Yeah, that's
still a fun, like interesting thing that doesn't happen too much anymore in music. But when you're just throwing crap together, my dad actually, of all people, hates electronic music, or bleeps and bloops is what he calls it.
bleeps and
Um,
bloops.
so obviously, me being at home for so long and making bleeps and bloops upstairs was really fucking annoying, probably. But I'm talking about Spotify, and I have all these weird playlists. I'm always like on the hunt for weird stuff, and you know. And I'm explaining to my dad, like, well, I think you'd like this song and this song because I'm more into, I get like alternative rock more so now, with a lot of electronic. Like not like I'm not listening to dance music or
No, 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 no.
dubstep or shit anymore. Like I like it, but it's like that used to be all I listened to. It's not anymore. Not anymore. But he was telling me what the hell was this genre of music called? I think it was um, electro shuffle. It
Ooh.
was called, and it's like shuffle music. I think that's an actual thing. Or sorry, no, electronic swing, like swing music.
Okay. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then it
yeah.
has like an electronic thing. And my
Yeah.
dad's going on and on about how much he loves electronic swing and all this stuff. And I'm like, I thought you didn't like electronic music. He's like, no, but this is different, and you know, I've never heard it before. And it's like, it's so funny when he explains what he likes and why he likes it. I'm like, okay, well, so you like electronic music then? Like he's the one who had like New Order CDs and Kraftwerk and all these old electronic, like Brian Eno is another one. Like that's weird, like ambient stuff, cinematic type of crap. I love Brian Eno as well. That's a really good
What is it?
Brian Eno. He's
Brian Eno.
like there was always like, you know, guys amazing at guitars, guys amazing at drums, you know, all these different artists. And Brian Eno was always the guy in the background, like on the keyboards with all the technical stuff, but he was the one in charge of the overall sound of everything, and
Yeah.
like the production and the mood and the different little ambient textures and stuff. And he would just go from band to band, like in secret,
Mm.
almost. Like, and everyone's like, fucking, this has a sound. And so I can't even explain it because that's the Brian Eno.
Yeah.
Like, so very interesting person. My dad, which I thought was a huge compliment, says that I remind him of Brian Eno, because
Hmm.
there's actually a documentary you can watch. I think it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something on Brian Eno, and it's fascinating. You're like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, how many bands was this guy in? Like,
Yeah.
very very cool stuff. Like he's worked with everybody, you know, like David Bowie, and you know, he's no slouch, and the people he's
No.
worked with understand his merits, you know. So
A very talented man.
very talented man.
Speaking of music documentaries, um I was always a fan of that old one about metal, the shoot, I can't remember what it's called. A Canadian guy did it though. God damn it, I can't remember what it was called. but Headbanger's Journey or some shit like that. Anyway, it was sick. It was probably one of the only documentaries that I actually watched from the first time from front to back, because I wasn't really a huge documentary guy at the time. But I loved how deep he went into like the culture of metal music, and then also the different types of genres of metal that I didn't even know existed, like death metal and like hair metal and like all these types
There's
of
so
metal
many.
that
There's so many.
like black death metal and like, oh
Black
my
Death.
God,
Yeah.
like it's just like I couldn't believe. I guess I was totally blind to the depth that there was in metal music, and also that they weren't just that they were. He was trying to portray that like people who love metal aren't like freaks, or like, you know what I mean. Like, sure, they might dress up in like all black and like, like, I don't know, maybe look like the, Satan's spawn, but like, they're just regular people that just like a certain type of music. You know what I mean? And I just thought
Yeah.
that the way that he portrayed that was actually pretty cool, and it was like super interesting. I found it very interesting. So
Well, when I was in the big dubstep phase there, like I'm sure a few people were when Skrillex kind of got a hold of it, and like forced that on the mainstream people, I guess. Um, but dubstep is one of those things like you absolutely hate it
right,
or you love it. There is
yeah,
no you kind of like it. It's just you hate or you love, right?
mm-hmm.
And dubstep to me, I always compared it is the death metal of electronic music. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to death metal,
Totally,
you get the like this is heavy, like holy shit, there's so much going on, and like people are like, yeah, it's fucking sick, I love it, and other guys like, it's so annoying and
yeah,
loud and abrasive and blah blah. That's just dubstep
yeah,
in the electronic world. Like you got everyone can get behind like electronic house song, the same thing, everyone understands, it's groovy, you're into it, and then dubstep comes on and just what the hell was that? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
shakes your core. Although that was a really fun concert I went to. I went to the Skrillex concert,
Oh yeah,
and
when?
I don't know.
A couple
I'm
years
trying to
ago,
think.
or
It was probably like 7 or 8 years.
okay.
Skrillex has been out that long. I'm pretty sure now.
Oh my God, yeah, he's been around forever. It seems.
And he came from a punk band, from First to Last, or I think it was. And he was like the screamer and his,
Oh
singer of
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
band, right? And it's like punk. It's got punk all over it in electronic. Punk and electronic music is very dubstep like. The Prodigy is what punk music is when there's an electronic underneath it. I love Prodigy. I don't really like punk music, but that's what it sounds like when you mix it with electronic. That's Prodigy. It's fucking awesome, right?
Prodigy's sweet.
Um, but yeah, no, Skrillex concert. I remember we went and it was just like I know what he's doing up there, right? He's got his little mini keyboard. His stuff's made already, and he's kind of like altering different clips on the fly and rearranging the music as he goes, right? But for the most part, it's done. But it was really cool to see like how like people were just losing their minds with it, right? And with the sound nowadays too, like we've all heard Skrillex music. I mean, it's pretty obnoxious, right? But imagine it as loud as possible, like in a perfect acoustic area, and he's like in a spaceship flying around, shooting smoke into the crowd and stuff, and everyone was just like melting. And I didn't have a drink. I didn't smoke any weed or anything. I'm sure there was tons of people there
Yeah, yeah.
on all of those things. And there was a guy I remember, he was laying beside me, and he's like, not beside me, but he was just like literally like it was outside and it was kind of muddy in this one particular area. He's just laying in the mud, like, ah! And it's just like, this shit going on. That was more entertaining to me, was watching everyone else like completely like just enthralled by it. I'm just like, man, I would love to do that one day.
Oh my God.
Like be the one up there on the stage and everyone just thinks you're fucking unbelievable. That's just like, I'm sure you can't beat that feeling ever.
Oh my God, I can only
In any
imagine.
aspect, like how many people there? Like wow,
Hundreds of thousands.
crazy. And my mom likes Skrillex. My
Really?
mom, And she also likes Eminem.
Eminem.
My
That's
mom.
funny too. I
And my
like
mom
Eminem.
is
I
like
like
the
Eminem.
sweetest person you've ever met in your life. I remember we went to the Flying Saucer of all things, and we're eating, and the server comes over, and the server goes to my mom. She goes, oh, "You're a pretty cool mom," or something like that, because my mom was just being goofy or whatever. And she goes, she goes, "Yeah, and I like Eminem." Like, what?
That's
And she's like, "Oh,
hilarious.
that's cool. Your mom listens to Eminem." I'm like, I guess.
Yeah,
Like that was the first time I didn't. I'm like, she's at home listening to Eminem. It's just weird.
that's funny.
My mom's one of those people like, "Hey, what's your favorite song?" And she'll be like, "The one that goes, do 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 do, ba fuck you." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that song." Like she never knows the title, who sang it, anything. My dad's like trying to make her a CD for her car and stuff. He's like,
Oh my
"What
god.
songs do you want? I'll make you a CD." She's like, "Oh, it's the song. It's like da 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 dee doo doo dee."
Oh my
Thanks.
god.
Very
She'd love
descriptive.
she'd love the scat man then. Oh, the scat man.
Oh, who wouldn't? Hi, Drew.
Hey Drew, what's up,
Drew's
buddy?
here,
Thanks for coming on and taking
sitting
part.
with us.
Taking part. Um, I've seen some videos online of because I know you're talking about like how cool it would be to do like to host a concert and do your play your music in front of a concert with tons of people. I've seen some interesting videos of shit of like so whatever they're doing their song like normal. People are jumping because there's like the beats like crazy and everyone's freaking out in that thing, and the camera's behind the DJ, right, or behind whatever you would classify this guy as. And he's so the camera's behind, so you can see the whole crowd, and then you can see
Yeah,
him, right? And so he's so the the beat's about to drop, right? They're about to like make it take a huge drop, right? And everyone's waiting for it, right? Uh, and right before he hits it, he plays this like slow dance music or something. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and everyone's like, oh, and then he goes, boom, and then he plays it, and then everyone starts freaking out. I don't know. I've seen a couple of those videos, and that shit makes me laugh. Like just the way the whole crowd just waiting for the beat to just drop, and everyone gonna go nuts. And then they play like some kind of slow dance like song or whatever in between, and then play the drop beat. That's
Yeah.
man,
It
that's
always
so funny.
they do the Rick roll with that a lot. A lot of DJ guys do.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah, it builds up for just like what seems like forever, and then they drop the music. Together forever. It's like Rick Astley. It's like,
yeah.
oh,
It's like what you got. What's it called? Like when you do that, you get Rick rolled or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Good old Rick roll.
when you watch I've watched a couple of the Twitch streamers, and you can pay to like them to play a song. So like you'll pay like $20 to send a YouTube link, and sometimes they'll send the Rick Astley never give you up song, and then everyone would be like Rick rolled like in the chat or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty funny.
I wish I could do that.
Never gonna give. Well, I was actually shocked at like how easy it was to stream on Twitch on PlayStation. Like it's not
Yeah, it's not hard at all.
super easy. I mean, obviously you don't have a camera, you don't have the ability to chat and like all that stuff. You could just
What you do, you just get a PlayStation camera.
it's
And then
just harder to you need all that stuff, I guess. Yeah.
right. Because I had it when I had the virtual reality stuff, and then
Oh yeah.
I just didn't use it enough, so I was like, ah, fuck, and I ended up selling it. But camera thing, it was pretty good. You don't have the control you do on the PC though. I mean, like you're gonna be no Doctor Disrespect or anything with fucking if you're just doing it off the
No,
PlayStation
no,
itself,
God,
right?
no.
Because
God,
he's
no.
got an editor beside him, like editing
Yeah.
shit and saving
Yeah.
clips and playing back replays. Like it's not gonna be that in depth, but.
Yeah, and he's got green screen and overlays and all of those
Do you know they're
graphics.
making a show on AMC with Doctor Disrespect?
Oh God.
It's like an origin story.
Feed his ego even more than it's
But
already
think
fed.
of that. This guy's playing games, whatever, having a good time, and everyone's watching. It's funny and whatever. He's got a character. He never breaks. And then all of a sudden, AMC, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, the origin of Doctor Disrespect. Like, how the fuck do you? I would be floored. I'd be dead. That would be the pinnacle.
The
I'd never
amount of
get
money
hired.
that he's probably getting for that as well is probably ridiculous.
And have you seen Doctor Disrespect? Like the actual size of him?
He's huge. He's like 7 feet tall.
He's ridiculous.
He's a massive guy. He always talks about his
Looks like a cartoon character.
he always talks like he always talks about like outposting everyone. He always talks about how he can because he's obviously fucking like 6'8". Like he's
Most professional gamers aren't,
that
exactly
tall.
These physical,
Yeah.
built juggernauts. They're just nerdy kids who are really good at games for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like all of a sudden when you see Dr. Disrespect take the stage beside all like, your ninjas and what's his name? Oh my God. Oh, I can't remember.
Go ahead. What does he play normally?
Well, everything. He has aims Shroud.
Shroud, yeah.
Well, look at Shroud
That guy's
next.
nuts.
He is in terms of raw talent in the game.
But he's so short.
Shroud's the best. But he's microscopic, especially when Dr. Disrespect's standing beside him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely towers over a lot of people, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Oh my God, I keep saying to myself, I said this before I started the podcast with I said it to Dane. I was like, I need some more energy before I start this because I'm so out of it, and like my sunburn is making me so hot. I'm sitting here. There's a light on. I got one of the lights pointed at me too, which is not helping. But
I just had a bunch of pizza and drank like the biggest glass of chocolate milk you could ever have.
What do you get on
like
the pizza?
A coffee, like ugh.
What's on the pizza?
I got a little Brooklyn style pepperoni and a red pepper. Oh. It was deep dish style too.
Ooh, tell it to me. Put it in my mouth.
And not deep dish. I meant like pan pizza.
Now he's lying to me. Oh, the personal pan pizza. The personal pan pizza. Anyone who's listening to this is like, oh my God, enough of the peas in the mic, you asshole.
Yeah. Enough of the plosives.
Yeah.
Syllable.
This is totally random, but and I just thought about this, but in my work, when some people, there's this one guy totally caught me off guard. To test the microphone, he'd be like, oh shoot, what was it? Oh my God, ice. He'd be like, ice, icicle. Oh my God, I can't remember what it is now. God damn it. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue because I can't remember how it goes. I can't remember how it goes. I want to remember how it goes.
That was worse than my mom telling a joke.
Oh my God, I can't remember.
Like, so
it's bugging me now. It's bugging me now.
Well, you didn't. I'll see you.
Oh my God, what is it?
Oh, Jonathan.
I got it. Oh, nice. Your brother's on. Sweet. Anyway, it goes pop, popsicle, ice, icicle, testing the microphone. I really wanted him to say testicle.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it.
There you have it.
I'm just slapping my sunburn. It hurt a little bit.
Well,
no.
Slap that sunburn, baby.
Slap it. Okay, we're gonna end with this because I'm sweating now. Are you watching anything on Netflix or any movies that you've watched that you really enjoyed? Go ahead. Because I watched The Lighthouse because I know you talked to me about it.
Oh, let's talk about The Lighthouse.
We don't have enough time, but
but just like
all I can say is Dana and I watched the whole thing.
Yep.
And by the end of it, I'm like this. Like, what did I just watch? And then exactly how you said it was gonna happen. literally both took our phones out and we're like, the meaning of the
Of like,
lighthouse. Like
it
seriously,
doesn't matter
dude.
how much time you invest if you're pausing each
No,
scene
no, it
and
doesn't
like
matter.
writing it down and having a chat about it with some like you don't. Is that movie fucking ridiculous?
You know what? You know
What
what
the
fucked me
hell
up
is going
right
on?
away? You know what fucked me up right away that actually was in my head for like the first 20 minutes? So the very beginning, they come to the lighthouse and there's that one shot of both of the main actors, Willem Dafoe and what's his name? Something Pattinson. Anyways.
Oh,
And
geez. Yeah.
anyway, the vampire guy. So
That's what I said. The guy from Twilight.
so Willem Dafoe is standing in the background, and what messed with me for for like 20 minutes, he put the pipe in his mouth and he put it in upside down, so it was pointing down.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. It screwed with me for like
I was gonna
15
say of
minutes.
all things that happened in that movie, that's what stuck with me.
No, but for the first 15 minutes, I'm like, why did he do that? Like, because now after you told me
What the fuck
about
is
the
his
movie,
problem?
after you told me about the movie, I'm like, there's got to be some underlying messages for everything that happens here. So
Yes, his
what?
name
So
is Robert. That's what it was. Robert.
Robert, thanks, Dylan.
Well, that
Robert
makes
Pattinson,
sense.
um,
Not the guy from Twilight.
Bobby
Well, he is,
Pattinson.
but it's not his name.
Uh, it just, I don't know, man. I was because I basically came in thinking everything's gonna have some kind of hidden message. When I saw the pipe facing down, I'm like, why is he
You're
doing
like,
that? He's got to be doing that for some reason. Maybe
I
he's
just picture
crazy.
like
I
a.
don't know.
I know that movie was wild. It was. Oh, I don't. I mean, it's good, but I think from an artsy standpoint, like most movies, kind of like that, like it was very. It was a struggle to get through. You know what I mean? Like beautifully shot, beautifully acted, all those things you need a good movie to have. But I was just like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
what the hell? I think I said
Like
that
it
like
just keeps
six
getting more and
times.
more weird.
Oh, I think I
It
said that
just
6 times during it.
yeah, and
What the
then Katie
hell?
too always has to know what's going on in every movie. Like she
Oh,
won't watch a movie unless she knows. Let's see a trailer, kind of explain the gist of it, what's going on. I'm not watching a movie blindsided. So I said we're watching The Lighthouse, and she's like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "It's
it's
a
about a lighthouse.
a lighthouse." She's like, "Okay, what happens?" And I'm just like, "It's." I remember it because I was looking at reviews before I watched it. I was like, it's like what The Shining did for hotels, but this one for
Yeah, I
lighthouses.
remember you said that. You said that.
And yeah, she's like, and she loves The Shining. She's like,
She's like,
fucking right, let's
ooh,
watch.
ooh, yeah, let's watch it. Yeah,
It was not like The Shining.
instant regret.
Like I said, it was good, but it was like, I don't know.
And
You know
that's
what movie I saw that I thought was atrocious was The Invisible Man.
oh, you didn't like that, did you? Yeah, I
What?
was expecting a lot more from it, to be completely honest.
Really, really
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah. No, I feel you. I'm with you on that one for sure. Yeah,
It's like this must have been cheap. Just throw you around and someone wears a green blanket so you don't see him. Like I don't know. And then it was just
a
like,
green blanket.
but it was just so like the effects were so dumb. Like it was like I think we've had this discussion before again too. Is why do new movies and better effects movies look worse than they did back in the day with old school style effects?
Yeah,
It's too much CGI, and it's
yeah, it
so
kind of ruins it a little bit.
pristine that it's just that you don't. I don't believe it at least. So,
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
but Lighthouse was weird. I'm trying to think. I you know what I watched, which I don't. It's a documentary. It's not really, and I didn't mean to watch all of it, but the R. Kelly one.
Oh
It,
God,
it is not.
that guy's a piece of shit, man.
It's man, and this doesn't.
He's a piece of poo.
It's ridiculous. It's so bad. It's very similar to the Michael Jackson one. Very
Yeah,
similar in both
yeah,
ways, and both. And I don't feel like anybody needs to go through
yeah,
six overall over 6 hours worth of that,
yeah.
which I did in one sitting. Me and Katie. I kind of put it on. I'm like, oh, I wonder how. I know this is awful and whatever, and we could kind of watch it. And oh, well, I got to see the second episode, I guess. All of a sudden, it's 6 hours. I'm like, I can't believe we
Just wasted my life doing that.
wasted my life doing that. But it is,
What I
wow, it's fascinating. And
I really will end this pretty soon because it's been over an hour. But
yeah,
I mean, obviously, I think you well, not true because you don't necessarily have to be in sports to enjoy it. But the Michael Jordan one on Netflix has been really good. So they put out 2 new episodes every Sunday. So I think there's like 6 now, or anyway. But
what they keep adding to it or something?
so there's 10 episodes, but
Oh, but they release it.
they release
Staggered?
2, every Sunday
Isn't that what like the
at
Mandalorian
midnight.
did?
Yes,
Kind of.
yes, very
Yeah.
similar. Yeah. But the documentary about MJ is so cool, man. Like for guys for people like us, like I mean, I wasn't old enough to really watch Michael Jordan play, to be honest. So, but I hear so many stories about how good he was, and just probably the best player that's maybe ever lived, aside from maybe LeBron James and those guys now. But it was a different time, and just to the documentary is solid, and there's a lot of really cool information and cool things behind the scenes interviews and stuff that you wouldn't have seen normally, that is really cool, really interesting. If you're a fan of basketball, it makes it a lot more fun. But
Yeah.
if you're
I'm
just a
not.
fan
So
of documentaries, but if you're a fan of documentaries and like a guy who is so polarizing and so good at the sport, he's like the Wayne Gretzky of basketball. Like he's probably the
yeah.
best player that like ever. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I would recommend that. I'd recommend that. I'm not obviously not even done it, so you can catch up. And I think 2 new episodes come out tonight at midnight. So
Yeah. I was really looking forward to the new Fargo.
oh
See, like
god, yeah,
I've never been more hyped in my
such
life
a good
for a
show,
show.
man. Such a good
But
show.
obviously with the whole Corona thing, it's been delayed because it was supposed to come out. I believe it was April 26th or 28th or something. I remember it was like, oh, it's around my birthday, like
Mm,
sweet. And then
mm.
this whole thing happened. Like, oh my god, there's a show I can binge. Like I'm so looking forward to that. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll probably be well, it's May. I mean, it should be this month sometime. I would think
I would think so. Yeah.
because man, still one of the greatest shows going right now, in my opinion. Of
Oh
course,
heck yeah, heck yeah.
can love that show. I was listening to the Fargo music again today, just driving around. It just keeps coming up randomly in my Spotify playlist that I have saved on my phone. So when I was driving past the falls there, and everybody's entire families being together down there like a bunch of fucking idiots, like it was just sad to see that many people in a small area when we shouldn't be doing that, blah 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 blah. And then you also have the backing track again of the Fargo soundtrack playing in the car. It was everything was just too perfect together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the calm before the storm of that curve we're supposed to crush, getting significantly worse
Significantly worse.
because nobody's paying attention. Oh, it's a nice day, so the virus will take a break. It's not how it works.
Nope.
Uh, well, we'll see. We'll see the numbers, how they drastically increase, because that was a unbelievable amount of people that were down there today. Like nothing happened. Like it was just a normal
Yeah.
day on Clifton Hill. It's like
Yeah.
nothing open.
Some people are just not taking it the way they should be, or staying home the way they should be. So I get that it's nice out, and I get that you want to be outside and enjoying the weather, and I get it. But there's definitely other ways to enjoy the outdoors without having to be, you know, in crowds and groups of massive amounts of people, I think. So, but I mean, you're gonna get a lot of dummies. You're gonna get a lot of dummies out there that are not listening and not paying attention and not doing what they should. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. You're gonna get stupid people. There's
I
a
feel
lot of
like
them
it'd be a
out
good
there.
time to play bubble soccer.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
Like you're
bounce off the.
outdoors and you're completely surrounded by this like hamster ball and shit. That'd be hilarious.
Heck
We
yeah.
need to do that, by the way. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, you want to play that?
Someday. Yeah.
Do
I
you
forget
and
how much
do
it is to
you or
pay, but Sorry,
Do
what?
you or do you not want to invite Kyle?
Of course.
Okay.
No, the more people, the better. And I think
Oh yeah, the
that
better.
would
Yeah.
be hilarious in itself.
Yeah, totally.
Getting absolutely crushed by someone like Kyle like in those hamster balls, and just seeing how funny would that be? Just friggin' running down the field, not a care in the world, and then just Kyle just
I
like
just feel like
complete death mode.
I feel like the
Smoke your
sport,
ass.
the actual game itself would kind of die down and people would just start blindsiding people. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, probably.
guys coming down with the ball, coming down the ball. It doesn't even matter. Like there's another guy, pass it to me, and then we're just
Yeah.
just crushing them, like, you know.
I
But
forget how much it is for bubble soccer, but
oh, I'm sure it's not that much.
I mean, split amongst however many people you
Yeah,
can get
like if
out
you
there,
get
like
if you do like like 5-on-5 or something, like I'm
yeah,
sure.
10 people, I'm sure
Yeah,
it'd
it's like
be
even if it's like a
totally
rental
worth it.
for an hour for like 150 to $200, like that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Bubble
Anyway,
soccer.
man, let's finish her up. It's been about an hour or so. So that wraps up for the first live Paulie and Jared podcast stream, which is very exciting. We'll be doing more of those in the coming weeks
Because
because it's a lot of fun.
we're gonna be doing this till December
And
because
we
everyone's
actually,
having
it's actually
shit
kind of
weather.
fun just to hear people come on the chat and say funny things, to say hey, and it's kind of a cool thing. So we really enjoyed it. Um, Other than that, that's about it. Check us out. It's going to come up on YouTube and stuff when probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. So if you haven't seen it yet, check us out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.